Crystal charged up the dirt road, bouncing her new soccer ball. She was concentrating so hard on the ball that she didn't notice high in the tree Billy Meyer and his friends were building themselves a new tree house. She looked up to see Billy hanging over the railing of his new tree house. She wanted to go. Before she could ask, Billy shouted down, "Girls aren't allowed to come up here 'cause we're doing guy stuff. This here is a spaceship." The boys went back to play, so she went on down the road to her house. Every day Crystal and her cat Gabby played soccer in the front yard. As the ball rolled towards the pumpkin patch, it started to disappear into thin air. She quickly ran towards the soccer ball and hung on for dear life. She could feel herself being pulled inward into what she could only imagine. Crystal wasn't in her yard anymore, but in a different world. The seasons were all mixed up, and the strangest thing of all, Crystal could not see her farmhouse anywhere. And where in the world was Gabby? If things weren't strange enough, out from the bushes came a frog, a turtle, and a worm that could talk. "What? You don't belong here. You look lost," said Tim the worm. Crystal cried, "I am lost, and I would love to go home." "Look it," said the turtle. "Go see Homer the owl over in the trees. He can help you." Crystal ran towards the woods, and she spotted an owl up in the tree. Her noise woke up Homer from his sleep. Homer just looked at the child. "Who are you?" "I'm Crystal, and I'm trying to get back to Earth. The creatures here said you could help me out." Homer adjusted himself and pointed. "Look up in the sky, over there to the right. Do you see those 3 stars twinkling so bright? Those are the ones that can get you home tonight." As Homer hooted, the 3 star people flew down to the old oak tree. The yellow star tumbled upside down on his head. He was a baby star just learning to fly. Homer made his request to the 3 stars as he introduced Crystal. "This is Crystal from planet Earth. She was pulled into our dimension and wants to return home. I know you guys can help her out." "I'm Cosmo," said the big purple star. "Crystal, I'll get you back home." Next, the pink star spoke up. "I'm Starlet, glad to be at your service." She was the travel guide in the group. Last was the yellow star. He giggled out his name. "I'm Bright." Crystal laughed out loud at the little yellow star, and for a moment she forgot her problems. Cosmo spoke up. "We'll use a spaceship and we'll travel through the vortex into Crystal's dimension." Everyone thought that was a great idea. Cosmo gave out a loud whistle, and behold, a silver spaceship appeared. "Crystal, we need to board this ship now while the vortex is still open. Climb up the ladder, sit at the bench under the control panel. Place your hands on the control panel. This will activate the energy between you and the ship. The 2 of you will become as one. Whatever direction you wish to go, the ship will read your thoughts and obey your orders." Suddenly, she felt a sensation throughout her whole body. Crystal and the ship were one. She thought, "I want to go to Earth in the Milky Way galaxy." Well, as they flew through the galaxy, she got so busy looking around that Crystal didn't see the danger ahead. Suddenly, the 4 travelers came upon a black hole. "Look out, Crystal!" shouted the 3 stars. Too late. The gravity from inside the black hole pulled the group deep down into darkness. Cosmo quickly pulled out his magic bag of anti-gravity dust and threw it around the ship and themselves. They were now safe in the tunnel. As they all came out of the black hole, they entered into a whole new universe. Bright pointed out a pink nebula. "Hey guys, this is a cosmic nursery. Just look at all the planets being born." It actually looked like the 4th of July. As the travelers continue on their journey, Crystal touched the lavender planet in the hologram. A strong energy beam pulled the group onto the planet, deep in the woods. They decided to explore. Cosmo spotted a yellow cabin in the distance. "Hey, let's go to that cabin over there and find out where we're at. Don't touch anything." Crystal and Bright were horseplaying, and they didn't hear him. Crystal pulled up some daisies and threw them in the air, trying to hit Bright. And Bright threw down acorns, trying to hit Crystal. Cosmo and Starlet reached the cabin first. A man was sitting on the bench nearby. They told him of their adventures and the desire to return Crystal to planet Earth. The man was more than glad to help out. "Follow this path to the edge of the woods. You'll see a city over there. Inside the city is a transport device and a directory. Dial in the address to planet Earth and you'll be home." All of a sudden, Crystal and Bright ran up the path screaming, "Those guys are mad at us for picking the flowers. They said we are upsetting the balance of nature." The old man cried out, "If the woods are disturbed, the men turn into wolves and attack. Quick, run to the city and don't look back. I'll take care of these shape shifters." The 4 made it to the city. There were no people, and vines were growing everywhere, all over the buildings. They found the device, and it was already on. Crystal questioned, "Did everyone leave this place at once, and no one was left behind to turn the device off? And what scared them off?" Just then a vampire monster flew overhead. Cosmo shouted, "Go through the device right now. We don't have time to reprogram the dial. We'll just have to take our chances and hope it's where the others went." The 4 found themselves safely on another planet with 2 suns. "Let's go over to that city," everyone said. "Hope the people are friendly. We've had enough of monsters and wolves." On the way to the city, a group of kids ran over to them. "Saw you guys coming through the transport. We used to live over there, but the monsters ran us out. and that device is broken anyway. You can only go one way. But we have a new device over the hill. Hey, do you guys want to play with us?" Cosmo spoke up. "Go and play with your new friends. I need to find that transport device." They went and played on the beach. And in the park they played ball. Cosmo flew back. "Hey, I found the device, but we have to hurry while the dials are set for Earth." As Bright was going in, as he was the last one, he hit his left foot and turned back the dial a few degrees, but he said nothing. The travelers landed on Earth finally, but Christo's farmhouse was nowhere to be found. Only a medieval castle stood in front of them. "What happened? This isn't even the 21st century," Bright spoke up. "My foot hit the dial when we flew into the transport, and it sent us backwards in time." Oh, he was so upset what he did that he ran away. Christo and Starlet watched Cosmo fly off to find Bright. As they heard sounds of battle over the hill. Starlet knew her history, and she soon realized they were on French land, and this was the Battle of Orleans, 1429 to be exact. As the two looked on, they saw Joan of Arc comforting a fallen soldier. They listened as Joan proclaimed, "Rejoice! Today the victory is ours, with the divine help from above. You have done very well, my dear knight." "Viva la France!" was the cry heard from the battlefield. Bright flew right into Cosmo as he was resting under a tree. "I'm sorry I didn't tell anyone about my foot hitting the dial and sending us backwards in time. I guess you don't like me anymore." "In the future, Bright, if you notice a problem, tell someone about it, because if you don't, it will only get worse. I may not like your actions, but I will always like you, no matter what you do." Starlet and Christo left the battlefield and found their companions under the trees. Everyone fell fast asleep and had the same dream. They dreamt they were floating up to a crystal city. There were storefronts, but where were the people? A wave of lights floated towards them and took on the form of people. "We can help you with your problem. In the basement of the castle, there's a time machine. Go down the basement stairs. First door to your right, marked private, is the room where the time machine is. Good luck." The four woke up and ran off to the castle's basement. They found the door and they went in. In the back, they found 2 mirrors, a pad, and a control device. A blue light was activated and encircled the travelers. They found themselves floating back to Earth. They landed in the woods. Crystal could see her farmhouse, and she heard the sounds of Billy Meyer hammering on his treehouse. Home at last! But how would she explain to her mom why she was so gone so long? She looked down at her wristwatch. Only 5 minutes had passed. She wasn't even late for supper. With the mission done, the 3 stars said their goodbyes. As they flew to the heavens above, They stirred up some stardust as they passed Brother Moon. Crystal picked up Gabby and went down the path. Billy Myers thinks he's so great with that make-believe spaceship. Wait till he hears about my adventures. Crystal could smell the aroma of her mom's macaroni and cheese. Oh, it was so good to be home. The end.